Right Buddy here from Backroad Buddies of Redtail Lodge, and today we're in Rangeley Camper Park, which is in Rangeley, Colorado. But the video we wanted to share with you today is about our experience in Sandwash Basin herd management area to check out the wild horses. We call this our wild horse chase because the experience turned out to be a little more than what we bargained for, so it was almost a wild goose chase, if you will. So we were traveling, this was back in June, we were traveling from Dinosaur National Monument to State Forest State Park, and along the way we go through a town called Maybell. And just north of Maybell is this Sandwash Basin herd management area, which is run by the Bureau of Land Management. And there's several hundred wild horses that roam on the property there. And so we wanted to go check it out. We didn't really know that much about the area, but we thought we'd go see what it was all about. And along the way, since we were coming from Dinosaur National Monument, we first encountered, we were going along US 40, and we saw what at first we thought were all these little clumps of dirt on the road, and then I noticed that they were moving. So I had left Buddy pull over to check them out, and sure enough, they were all of these red grasshoppers. It was a huge swarm of them. It went on for miles, and we believe those were Mormon crickets, so you'll see a little bit of those. That was kind of different experience. And then we stopped at a point of interest along the way. It was about the I Do wildfire back in 1988, and at that time it was the largest recorded wildfire in Colorado. There's been quite a few larger ones since then. And then we finally get up to where the Sandwash Basin area is, and we get there and we find this really rough dirt road to get back in there. But we go in a little bit and there's an information board, and all the signs say, well, these roads aren't passable when it's wet, but it was dry out, there was no rain in the forecast, and there was nothing saying that you needed a four-wheel drive vehicle or a high clearance vehicle. Turns out you do. Trust us. So we started going down this road. There was kind of a faded map on the board, and we were trying to kind of follow that. And we kind of made the decision, well, if the road really gets rough, we'll just turn around and leave. So we continue on, and we didn't get very far, and we saw this small herd of like 5 horses, but they were just standing there. You know, didn't really give you or at least what I pictured, wild horses would be, running wild in the wind or whatever. They were just standing there. They didn't seem too bothered by our presence. So I'm like, well, let's keep on going. Let's see what other horses we can find. So we go along, and we actually came to a little trailhead to see some stromatolites, I think is what they're called, fossilized stromatolites. And so it was just a short little trail, so we checked those out, and then we got back in. And we weren't making very fast progress because the road is pretty rough, and it might be a little hard to tell from the video, but it was a pretty rough road. And we got to the point where it split off, and we're like, look, we'll just go down. It looked like there was a little dry wash, not too far. We'll just go down to the little dry wash, have some lunch, turn around, and head back out. Well, the road got even worse, and there was kind of rough spots where we had to get out and kind of negotiate our way through it. And then we got just about to the dry wash, and there was like this 2-foot drop off, and we're like, okay, there's no way we're going to do that. So then we were kind of stuck, so because there was no room really to turn around there. So we had to start backing up the road and go back through some of these rough spots. And finally we got to the point we knew coming up there was kind of a uphill section, and kind of went around a curve, and we thought there's no way we're going to be able to do that going backwards. So we actually knew we had to turn around, so we did this, like, I don't know how many it was, 20-point turn, and we were bearing the bike rack and the bikes and the soft shoulder every time we backed up, and we slowly inched our way around and eventually managed to turn around and get back. Unfortunately, we don't have any footage of when we were backing up or doing this 20-point turn, because we were just concerned about blocking the road for so long that we didn't record any of that. But you'll see up to that point. And then we made it back to that little trailhead, and we stopped and had lunch and relaxed. And then eventually made it back out to US 40. And as we were coming back, those same 5 horses were sitting there just calmly as ever. So we stopped and took some more pictures of them. And if only we had known that was going to be the only horses we saw, we could have saved ourselves a lot of trouble. And then as we continued down US 40 that day, there was a couple other points of interest we stopped at. One was Edward C. Johnson homestead, this cinder block house that he and his wife built when they first came to Colorado in 1910. And then there's another point of interest where there was just some informational signs about the Taylor Grazing Act and the Hayden surveys and the 157th Infantry Memorial Highway. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the wild horse chase.
Okay, I'd feel better if you weren't standing directly in front of my... I'd feel better if you weren't directly in front of me. I don't know if you heard me. I said I'd feel better if you weren't standing directly in front of me.
Okay. So what do we do now?
We're kind of screwed.
Back.
I've almost got to back all the way out. So, you're going to have to get me over those bumps. Thanks for watching, and if you want more details on our little excursion there's a link down in the description to our related blog posts, so check that out. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. Ta-ta for now.